Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Today we have Harry and Meghan becoming royal. This is not a documentary as I thought it was yesterday. It is a drama. It's a dramatization of the real life of these people. Prince Harry, son of now King Charles and for the late great Princess Diana, he's married an American, and her name's Meghan Markle. You've probably heard about them. They've been in the news here and there. They've since moved to California. They might even just be. I'm sure if I yelled their names right now, I'm sure they could hear me. This is from 2019. It's an hour and 28 minutes, and it just felt like it was a little bit half an hour too long. But it's meant to be factual. I don't know how much of this is factual. There's a lot of conversations. It's a very conversational film. There's no real action or anything. There's people who treat Meghan poorly as she's making her way into fitting into the society, the royal society. She's an American girl. How's that going to work? But there's also, there's tension between some people, there's acceptance by others, and it's the frustration of her having to dot every I, cross every T, bow when you need to do it, say things the right way, present yourself the same way, avoid controversy, avoid the media. Harry is very much against that for good reasons, because the media was very much a part of his mother's death at the time in Paris many years ago. I remember that night turning on the TV, hearing about her death. I know where I was when that happened. It was tremendously tragic. Her life shaped who her sons became, and her death also had an incredible impact on how they live their lives and treat others. With the power that they have, as compared to so many others who have so much power that they're just like, oh, it's a free ticket to do whatever the hell I want. So I can't make any judgments about these people. And I said yesterday that I didn't really care about watching this or knowing about their lives, because it's not that I don't care. It's just that I believe that no matter what status you're in, especially if your entire life is being pulled apart piece by piece by the people who just want to make content I'm making content right now, but making content to enrich themselves at the sacrifice of your privacy and everything else. I don't want that for anybody. If these people choose to leave, as they have, and move to California and live their lives away from the scrutiny of the royal family and the media that follows every step and every breath they take, I want that for them. I want them to live in peace, raise their kids, and be as normal as they're able to be without having to look over their shoulder every moment. It's not like oh my gosh, I'm really looking out for the royals. No, or actors. No, people should be allowed to be themselves as much as they can be. So without having to sacrifice everything. And so, yeah, this is the story that leads up to their departure from England. It starts with 6 months before they're married. Her moving to England and getting to know the family, trying to do all the things she needs to do in order to connect with the people she'll be living the rest of her life with at this point. That's what she believes. And there's a lot of tension here. Harry does not like the press. Harry and by the way, one of the other things is, who do we invite to our wedding? Well, there was a guest list, and I'm sure people who are big fans of them and just love the whole royal controversy and the joy and the whole American princess as part of the royal family now. All that stuff, it's fairy tale stuff, just like the whole Princess Diana thing, Princess Diana of Wales joining the royal family back in the 80s. 80s, I remember the wedding. Yeah, I remember the wedding. I think it was 1980, 81. I could be getting it mixed up with Luke and Laura on General Hospital. I don't know. That was the second biggest wedding in existence, televised. So, yeah, it starts with her moving there, making connections, making enemies in some ways, and just sometimes just not handling the attention she's getting in the right way. Or it's not really her fault. I think there's a lot of people who are just nitpicking at everything she does, and we see that in what is possibly not real people who are added to this story. Again, it's a drama. It is not a documentary. I don't know how much of every single detail, every line said is real. It could, 90% of this could be made up, but within the parameters of the things that actually happened and when. I don't know enough about them to go, oh, that's real. Oh, that happened. That didn't happen. Somebody said that. No, they didn't say that. I don't know. Because there's a lot of platitudes thrown around here. Every time you want to have a moment where Meghan looks like just the awesome, just boss woman, she's usually talking to a child and giving some helpful advice. Usually a little girl, some helpful advice about being who she is. She's a princess, but also a dragon, and there's some of it's just a little too perfectly like did this really happen? No, again, there's certain levels of this that is fiction, but for the most part, I believe that it's the intent for this is to say, look at who these people are, the situation they're in, and it's possible they could have said this. It's possible, based on the beliefs that we know they have, they reacted in these ways and made these choices. So that makes sense. This just seems like one more thing. It's not paparazzi. Well, it's not, I don't know. Well, it's not made by the news. It still feels invasive. Like, I don't need to know every aspect of these people's lives. And I realize that comes with every celebrity situation. I know when I make all these videos, everybody wants to know what goes on in my life and all the drama there. But I think part of this also, they have two people who are like gossip news people in England. And I don't know if these are real characters, because at one point, a guy, news person, the male news person is just being kind of douchey and just calling into question everything that Meghan does and who she is and the way she acts and everything else. And the woman, news anchor, who to a certain degree was friends with Meghan to a certain degree, goes along with some of the more scurrious things that are said about her. But eventually it just gets a little bit too much when she hears this guy go on and on about saying negative things. And eventually she stands up during a live broadcast and chews the guy out and leaves. I don't know if that actually ever happened. I didn't research it, but again, everybody else in the royal family, for the most part, is based on the real people. She's dealing with They're dealing with Prince William, Harry's brother, and his wife. I'm sorry. I know this is a thing, like a trivia question that would seem pretty simple for just about anybody, anyone else, but I just don't know her name. I have heard her name, and I could say it if you gave me three names, I would know which one you're talking about. But I can't think of it offhand. But so there's conversations between the two princesses, the wives of the two princes. We get a lot of back and forth between William and Harry about how they handle things. Some reminiscence of their mother. There's even a scene, like a flashback scene, with a woman who plays Princess Diana. There's also sequences where somebody's playing the Queen and King, and Harry, Prince Charles at the time. There's lots of people that just, it feels like this is the type of thing people who obsess over the royals would just eat up, regardless of how true it is, how realistic it is, and just go, oh, I've read all the books, I've read all the articles. This is the version that makes them look like the best version of them. This portrays Harry and Meghan in the best possible way, seeing all the struggles, being a biracial American actress. A lot of the Brits weren't necessarily taking her seriously and maybe saw her as an opportunist. Her parents, white father, I believe, and black mother. I don't think we see him on camera. We see her mother on camera. Again, all actors, not the real people, even though they do cut to real photos and video footage from like the wedding. They don't go into the whole production of a wedding. You just sort of see the honeymoon aftermath where they're just like, we're in bed and we're married now. Isn't that great? Let's start making babies. Like that's a conversation that actually happens in this movie. They don't bother to blow the budget of this film by recreating an elaborate English wedding. No, that's not a thing they're going to do. So they actually use real footage, from what I can tell, from that wedding. And remarkably, the woman who plays her, Tiffany Smith, who plays Meghan, looks remarkably like her. Not dead on. Also, same thing with Harry. By the way, he's so far down this list for some reason. Come on. Charlie Field plays Prince Harry. And I've seen Jordan Wallen before. He plays Prince William. Where have I seen him before? Gone? He seems like he's done action stuff. Oh my gosh, is he in all of these movies? All these Harry and Meghan movies? It makes sense. Maybe it's a franchise now. Like they're the British Avengers or something. Well, wait, there was a British Avengers. Sorry. But that was Emma Peel, and yeah, never mind. So yeah, if you're into this, if you're into these, the story of these people, and you want to see them in a dramatized version of all the news you've been sucking up over the years about them, this is for you. This is absolutely for you. It's not for me. Again, I prefer. Like I said, I said yesterday that I don't care about their lives, about what's going on. I said that poorly. I said that poorly. It's not that I don't care. It's just I don't need to know every intricate detail of these people's lives. And no matter who you are, wealthy or poor, as long as you're not messing with other people's business and you just want to raise your family in peace, people don't need to be on your front lawn taking pictures. People don't need to be following you to the grocery store. I'm sure they're wonderful people, and I wish them absolutely the best in whatever they choose to do when it comes to the royal family, their own just family between William and Harry, of course, and Meghan's life as well. I believe they live in California now. I don't know. That's how little I know about them. They could be within shouting distance. Hello. I really don't. I don't know. But that's the frustrating thing for me, is that I just when people want to be left alone and live their lives, raise their kids, be as normal as you can be for being part of the royal family, let them live. Let them just do their thing. Meghan's very involved in supporting women and girls and their rights, and people of color, and all the issues that surround those things. Harry is involved in his things as well. I don't know what all those are, but you know what? If they do these good things, that's the press I want to hear about. That's the good things I want to hear about. I don't care if she sneezed into her sleeve while watching a Dodgers game or something. Like, oh my gosh, we need to write up a story about that. That's horrible. If she wear a mask. No, just calm down, paparazzi. You know Harry is not a big fan of the paparazzi. And that's very much demonstrated in this. There's one part of the story I didn't realize about them, that there's a point where, who's going to walk her down the aisle? Well, her dad, of course. She calls her dad, and dad's like, yeah, I'd love to come in there and check that out. But before he could even get there, there's a scandal that he had a series of photos done showing him, had an interview or something with the media about being able to walk his daughter down the aisle, and everybody in the royal family, and he got paid to do it. So everybody in the royal family, especially Harry, were all like, what is going on? What did you do? And he's like, he lied to them. He said, no, I didn't get paid for any of that. It just happened. I don't know what's going on. But he lied. According to this film, he lied, and he was caught, and it was so strenuous. He had a heart issue, which could have been a cover story just to make this go away and make it not reflect badly upon Meghan or her dad or Harry and everything else. Like, there's people who are spin doctors, obviously, just like in any government, but also in the royal family, to handle things. Dad never showed up to, he treated himself as the victim, and yeah, gaslit his own daughter. So yeah, there's controversy. It's not, to me, it's this whole movie was not very exciting. It's a lot of people talking about how much they love each other, and then talking about how they can properly act around the right people at the right time for an hour and a half. And then saying, you know what, we're leaving. We're getting out of town. Bye. The other documentaries, dramas, they're not documentaries. There's one documentary. There's 4 total. 3, I thought there was 3 documentaries and 1 drama. No, it's 3 dramas and 1 documentary. And now I've knocked out 1 drama. I don't know how tightly connected or these other ones are, or why. If I go up by 1, I'll show you. No, come on. There we go. Harry and Meghan escaping the palace. That sounds exciting. Harry and Meghan becoming royal, which is we just watched. That's not on part of Disney Plus. That's Fox, so it's like Hulu. Harry and Meghan royal rebels. That might be that's the documentary. And then Harry and Meghan, a royal romance. That's probably takes place before any of the others. 2018, 2019, 2021. So you almost get the whole story there. You don't even have to watch the venomous news organizations, the tabloids, to get your Harry and Meghan fix. I understand the appeal of people going, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be great to be a princess, an American princess, and just join the royal family and be swept off your feet and wear beautiful dresses and have endless wealth and power and be able to, I mean, we all felt that way. No, it was definitely, it's an echo of Princess Di, the woman from Wales who married a prince in the 80s. It was the 80s. It was not General Hospital with Luke and Laura. It was, I gotta keep reminding myself. Both were in the 80s, but still, yeah. Charles and Diana were the biggest televised wedding of all time. Although I think MASH finale beat that. Don't know. It's something I'll have to look up. Either way, everybody was like, oh, this is like a normal girl who's just thrown into this new world. And it's like a dream for so many to be that princess, that Cinderella swept off your feet. And this is kind of the same thing. But man, there's so much more complicated stuff going on now. And you see that in this film. That's all I can really say about this. It's not the kind of thing I'm looking forward to watching more of, but I'm going to watch them because I'm here to watch everything on Disney Plus that is on Disney Plus proper. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 190. Almost at the very end of the list. 190. Yeah. Oh man, finally. This movie has been on the list since the very beginning, I believe, because this is a Disney Channel movie. Being that it's at the very end of the list, there's like 191. Being the second to last item on the list, you got to figure if it's alphabetical, it begins with a Z. Can you think of a Disney Channel movie that begins with a Z? 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 For the Canadians? Or the British? We're going to be watching, oh, this is from 2014. Oh, this is Zendaya. That's a different Z word. This is Zapped from 2014. Pre-MJ. No. Yeah, pre-MJ. Not too pre, but yeah, I think this is Zendaya. Zapped from 2014 is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.